Okay, so the halls are really quiet right now, but it's about a week until school begins. Hi, I'm Mike Coletti, and I want to show you some of the technology I use in my classroom. Why don't we come inside and we'll take a look at that stuff. So here I am. Usually when my kids come into the room, they hear what you're hearing now in the background, I hope. They're hearing a little bit of music that I play, usually to set the mood. I do this almost on a daily basis. So here's the record player. I'm playing the soundtrack from the movie Superman. It's on a record, on the record player, which for a lot of my students is a new experience to see. They're used to those other discs called CDs. Well, here's the CD player in my room. It's a 5-disc changer, which functions very well, especially if I want to use some of the discs that are with our literature books. I can put those discs in and pick and choose or even preset the different tracks that I might want to play or parts of those tracks that I want to play. And so old school technology is part of my classroom as well. You'll notice I've got a huge old stereo receiver that was resurrected from my garage, and that's what I use to play not only the turntable through and the CD player through, but I also do the audio for the DVD and VHS tape deck that's here on the top of the system. They also go through the stereo so that we get good, nice, round, full sound. To top it off, on the top of the stack is an old cassette player and recorder that I use on very rare occasions nowadays, but that's there just in case. Here's a dinosaur. It's a huge speaker. Again, it came with my stereo system that I used for many years, and now we use this one and its partner way over there in the corner to play the sound in the classroom. It beats the speakers that come with the computers. And here's my collection of DVDs and VHS tapes that I use for the different classes that I teach. You'll see quite a few titles. A lot of them are popular movies, which I use for my Myth in the Movies project. I've got some instructional videos that are used with my American Lit classes. I have some videos that I use for my Contemporary Lit classes. And I've got a variety of things that I use for mass media as well. And so here mounted on the ceiling of my classroom is a one-beam projector, and obviously it's used to project any of the images that I want to show to my classes, whether it be film or videotape, PowerPoint productions, or any other form of presentation. I can also put the computer through the one beam and shoot items up onto the screen. And so, of course, that's become a very integral part of our use here in all of our courses, and specifically for my courses, because as I showed you a minute ago, I do have a heavy use of film and video and presentations as part of my coursework. Obviously, I can't overlook the computer, of course, because that's the basis for using a lot of the technology here in my classroom. And so the computer is what I do grades on, what I take attendance on, what I plan lessons on, what I keep my calendar on, as well as all those things that I mentioned earlier, playing presentations that the kids have made or I put together for use in the class. And just pretty much without it, it would be very tough to do some of the things that I do in the mass media class and in the mythology class and even in the contemporary lit class that I do here at STAG. And so using technology is pretty important to me. It's amazing because, as you already know, I've been doing this education game, which I call a game because I enjoy it so much, for 36 years. And the amount of change that's taken place in those 36 years is phenomenal. But I think I've been able to roll with it and pick up those things that are being used now, that have been created over the last 5, 10, 15 years. And I'm looking forward to picking up more things into the future so that I can continue to offer a well-rounded education to my students and connect with them, because they are so tech savvy that you need to stay almost on top of things with them in order to be successful as an educator in today's schools. And so I thank you for coming in and visiting with me in my classroom. And again, I better get out of here because the days are counting down before I have to come back for real and start classes for the year. Less than a week to go. Take care now. We'll see you.